I always start off by saying, hello, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube, because they got me off the ground. Did you guys watch those funny videos? Remember those funny I call it public schizophrenia. It's so embarrassing. Do you know that story? I did these funny videos. This is about, I'm going to say 10 years ago. I did those. No, more like 15 years ago. I was only little then. And I was so embarrassed. These are these funny videos on YouTube where if you put in Debra Silverman Aries, up comes the video. And I watched them and I thought, that girl's crazy. It's me acting out 12 different personality types with little outfits. I mean, really. I had no director. I had no producer. I just walked in. This woman was working in LA and she had just left her job and she wanted to start being a videographer. And she was like, this is how it went. She was like, can you come up with, I said, oh God, put a camera on me, baby. So I put like 10 people in the room. They put the camera on and I just acted out all these signs. And you can, on YouTube, you can go see that's part of the school is we use that material, which has been timeless. And then I watched it and I was like, I cannot share that with anybody. That's just ridiculous. So I put them in a drawer for 5 years. And then, I was embarrassed. And then, one day I was getting my first website back in the day in Boulder. And she said, do you have any video material? And I was like, well, it's a little embarrassing. And I heard her in the other room laughing because they're very funny. They've now had 8 million hits, just to note. And stupid me for putting them in a drawer. And that's part of what our school is based on is you're going to learn about the 12 signs, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube. The school is a very simple entrance of learning astrology, fun, like you laugh. I'm not going to teach something without having fun, said the Gemini. You're going to meet the coolest people. Welcome to these two women I'm about to introduce you to, better known as Jessica and Lisa. And then you get to have a mentor who's going to study your chart before you get there, so she knows you. And then you get to have a lifelong fascination for the rest of your life. You will never, ever get bored. So Jessica, did you know astrology before you met him? Like, had you studied, you said you were interested.
Yeah, I had studied astrology about 10 years ago or so, and my kids were little, and it was a little overwhelming to me. I always had an interest and was intrigued by it and tried to study, and I got some stuff out of it, but I had to sort of let it sit. And then this spring, I came across you online, and it was like a huge aha. First of all, the apply.
Where did you first?
I think it might have been Instagram or something, and the applied astrology really struck me, and I thought, oh, I've got to know more. I've got to know more, and they immediately went in, did a little research, attended some of these webinars, and I was like, oh, I'm in. And I have not looked back. I mean, I did level 1, level 2, and I'm already a teacher. So I was particular. I needed it to be practical. I needed it to make sense. And now I'm already applying it thanks to you and your approach, your experiential approach.
Are you doing reading? Are you actually giving readings?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually doing some beta paid readings,
Stop announcement. You're going to invest $1,000 in this class. I tell everyone this. You're going to invest $1,000 if you did the second level, which is now 3,000. All together, it's 3,000. You will finish by being able to do readings. And I'm not kidding. Like, you can go and make money. You can pay yourself back. So if money's an issue, it's really worth saying this out loud.
It is.
If you seriously study, that's the requirement. Then by the end of level 2, we push you out of the nest. We're like, you go do a reading. How was your level 2 reading?
The one that I did, you mean? Yeah, it was great. I'm so grateful. That really captured me when you said that, like, you will be able to do readings, even if they're just kind of more simple and starter readings. I was like, I'm in, because I was on a budget, and I really loved the idea of, wow, I'm going to have enough skill to really feel like I could have enough confidence to really start and really understand it enough. I was like, oh, sign me up. And I am so thrilled. I can't.
So you're getting paid already?
Yes.
Okay, that's really important to know. Have you done any readings yet, Lisa?
I've done my client reading and a few for friends. So yes.
Because your Mercury's in Libra. You're different because your Mercury's in Libra. So it's going to take you time to feel confident. That's the difference. This is level 1, the second class. And you guys, I just did a review class yesterday in CS. Have you heard about CS?
No.
No.
It's called continual studies. We haven't come out public with it. But I taught a class yesterday on Mercury, and it's exactly this. So look at the difference. This is Astrology 101. Lisa has Mercury in Libra, and she has Neptune on her ascendant. So she's super sensitive, and her emotional body gets twisted up at times, so she doesn't feel confident because you're always the Virgo perfectionist. So you're trying to get it right. Whereas Jessica's so fire, she's like, I'm jumping in. I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to make money on this. So it's not a right or wrong. It's everyone has their own style, and you will learn after level 1 your style of how to go about things. Level 1 is not about you going out and doing readings. I mean, you're dangerous in level 1. You know
Yeah.
enough to tease people like, oh, you're an Aries, and I don't know what that means, but something about fire. Like you'll be, but by the end of level 2, if you've done your homework, you have so much more information than the person sitting in front of you. That's why that's why I force people out of their little small little container, because they're like, you take all these classes online, you learn about chakras, you go do Reiki, you go do yoga, but you can't make money on it. You can make money on astrology. I'm not kidding. But
It's true.
You have to have that sensibility. So if you're cautious, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube, because you don't have the money to jump in, but you want to change your career, or you want to complement your career, or you're a yoga teacher, or you're a coach, or you're a mom, everyone's a mom that's out there probably, then you can use this and make money. Because I'm telling you, yeah, parenting. So that's your interest, Jessica, is working with parents?
Yeah, so I've been a teacher for 20 years and then leaning into becoming a parent coach, which I am, and I'm just launching my website. And as soon as I started doing the astrology, it was a big aha. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can use this to help families. Maybe they'll be like, oh, yes, please. I'm really finding that most people are secretly or openly really wanting to know more and learn more, and are really open to astrology and curious on a much deeper level. And so I kind of offer them that if they want to know, and then it helps me coach them better as well. Right.
Oh,
So
gee.
it was a
Yeah.
total win. It was just a wonderful match. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful.
So, and Lisa, your fascination obviously is studying, like you really are a student. And how was it different than other things you've studied? How would you distinguish?
I think it's just almost like you have all these tools, and with your school, it all comes together. Like I've learned about Enneagrams and Maya bricks, and most of us who do this, that's what we do, I feel. And
Right.
then with your school, it's really the community, the resource that you can keep going back. And then I joined the Tell Me a Story with you. For me, that was another, like, that totally spoke to my Neptune and my Mercury. It's like, okay, I'm safe here. It's that feeling of feeling safe.
Yes.
But you learn everything about yourself in level 1. And I think that's really the key. A lot of us have forgotten who we are. And level 1 really is like, you are that. And that's who you are, period. And then you put your observer on, and you get permission, and you get to reframe. I mean, there's so much. It's, I loved it.
No, I know. I tell everyone, don't walk, run. So if you're in YouTube right now and you've seen my videos and you're flirting with the idea, these two women are concrete. Thank you so much, because you're both such examples of like their children, your relationship with your children, with your husband, but most of all, to your point, Lisa, it's like you can't get rid of you. And when I see it so much because I'm in my 60s now. It's so crazy. And I can see how I was the same like, it's so funny to think about little Debbie and how I had so much energy. And I was always reading astrology, by the way. For anyone in this room who are watching YouTube, if you've been reading those stupid magazines and going to the bookstore and opening up to that's because you've got the bug. And if you've got the bug, it's in your unconscious, you remember it, but you haven't studied it enough to make it a lifestyle. And that's what we're describing today. So I really want to highlight anyone watching this, the school's open only twice a year. It's right now, the doors open today, literally today. They're open till February 4th. The school starts February 15th. And we are only 10 people in a room. So to these ladies' points, you get to know each other. It's not like 300 people in a study room and you're like, I don't understand. No, your mentor studied you with me. Before the class even starts, every single mentor studies the chart of their student. So they're prepared. So they have a relationship with you because they've already identified, oh, she's double fire. We're gonna have to talk about that. And so they've done a deep end. It's not superficial and it's not cookie cutter and it's not, come study astrology. Like it's very personal. And I am a psychotherapist. So the system is built to reframe because if you're a Virgo, for example, and all you read about or Scorpio is mean things, I'm going to take you to the high road. Come this way.
Yes.
Makes me mad. Okay. All right. So I am going to complete this. Is that right? We have to do one more. And I needed a break. So thank you again and again, Mercury and Taurus. Welcome to my world. These two ladies have been through level 1 and 2. They're both coming to level 3. They're a great commercial. I feel like we're on like info commercials. Oh my God. I'm going to borrow you guys again sometime. And we'll probably use these again because they were so clear. All right. So thank you, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube. You brought me to the table. And we are simply saying to you right now, the card is open only twice a year. It's $1,000. The class is 6 weeks long and you will have your life change. It's not theory. It's real.
Yes. Do it. Don't wait.
Run, run, run.